So today we're doing something a little bit different. We did get done with harvest. We actually got done with harvest on the 23rd of October. So we had about 37 acres left that morning. Spent a couple days just trying to get stuff cleaned up, moved around, and everything undercover in a shed somewhere. The combine's not clean, the heads are not cleaned yet, but there's still a lot to do. But this morning we are headed to a dealership to pick up our newly manufactured Polaris Ranger. So we use a UTV at the airport for pulling around airplanes. The airplanes are too big to push in and out of the hangars by hand. So we use some people use lawnmowers. We use a UTV to do that. We can also use the UTV to, after we triple rinse our jugs, and we will take them to the burn hole and burn them. So the one we have now is a John Deere Gator, and it's still a great machine. It is a 2015, so it's 8 years old. And in my opinion, what I like to do, I like to not let equipment get too old, because at some point you cross that line where now it's not really worth much. Now you got to keep it till the machine dies, and I don't like doing that. So it's 8 years old, so for me it is time to replace it and rotate it out and get something different. So we did get the Polaris North Star Ultimate, which does have the full cab, heat and air, turn signals and all that stuff. So if I want to take it and drive to the farm or whatever, I can do that. It's road legal. So anyway, we are headed to the dealership today to pick it up, and then maybe we'll just do a side-by-side look. Not a comparison, because it'd be apples to oranges. The John Deere does not have a full cab, does not have heat and air, does not have the ride command and all that stuff that the Ranger will have on it. So maybe we'll do a side-by-side, just kind of look at the two. And if you're interested in purchasing the Gator, let us know in the comments below. Or if you think my theory in rotating equipment out is right or wrong, give us your opinion in the comments. We'd love to hear it. As some of you know, I think maybe I've explained it before in other videos, maybe I didn't, but I used to drive semi for a living. And as you saw in the time lapse, we went by the scales on the interstate for the trucks to weigh in, and they can, the DOT, Department of Transportation, can check their paperwork and bill ladings and logbooks and all that stuff. So I don't know if they refer to them this way anymore, but 30 some years ago, the scales were referred to as coops. So on your CB, you'd be 5-10 miles out from the scale, and you'd hear people say, hey, the coops are open or the coops are closed, whatever. Why they called it a coop, I don't know. So from there, when a coop is closed, someone came up with an acronym. Closed stands for chickens loose on scale, entry denied. So I keep telling my wife that my brain is full of useless knowledge. That is one of those things. That is useless knowledge that has no value. But there it is. Iowa's largest frying pan right there, Brandon, Iowa. So this one will be for sale. It's got the electric bed dump on it. It has 1,517 miles. And if I figure out how to get to the hours, it has 353.8 hours. Okay, we'll get this unloaded. Weather has definitely changed. All right. Oop, I guess it opens from the front. Got a backup camera on it. Book and see if there's a speed limit or anything that you're not supposed to exceed the first 50 miles or whatever. So I bought a RotoCap, which is a cover for my Ranger. Let me turn this camera around. So for my 2024 Ranger XP1000, this is the RotoCap, and we'll put some pictures in here of what it's supposed to look like when we get done. But I guess I'll do a unboxing and an install video on this while we're doing it. See some parts up in there, not sure what that is. Yes, my garage is a mess. That is on the agenda for this weekend. All right, so I'll get this pulled out of here, see what it looks like. So I chose to lay the box down. I looked in and saw which way the cap was laying. I wanted it upside down because I do know from watching their install videos that you're going to have to put a gasket along here so it seals. This thing will, and not 100%, but be very watertight and dust tight when it gets done, if done correctly. So that's why I open it up that way. I just cut the box open, and then we'll get this plastic off of it and get the instructions out and get started. So I'll get the plastic off there. I'll get this parts kit opened up. So basically it looks like you got your instructions, you get your 4, I'm gonna call them plug mounts that go into the holes here. There'll be 2 on each side. And then, not sure if we need to drill, because I think you need to be able to tighten them bolts. Thought there was supposed to be a hole here. We may have to be drilling holes to get to in there to tighten that. We'll see how that goes. All right, so I was confused. The holes are not in the side of the bed. They are in the side of the cap in all 4 corners. So, all's good. I don't have to drill any holes. All right, so I got some window cleaner on this rag. This is the area where the gasket's going to go. So I'm just gonna hit that quick to make sure that there's no oils or anything there. And our gasket seals, as you can see from manufacturer, there's some oily handprints and stuff on it, so you just want to get this cleaned up. So obviously we'll have a little bit of a spot here maybe where there's not a gasket. So, but like I say, this thing is going to be mostly water and dust sealed. Got another seal down here that will go on top of your tailgate, but we'll check it out after we get it installed. We'll take it on a gravel road and see how it does. Okay, so the next step here is to put the weather stripping on. And if you see, it's got kind of a thicker edge. They want that towards the outside, so start peeling it back. I am gonna, instead of putting it down in the bottom there, I am gonna go a little bit further past just to see if we can get a better seal. Now this is just going to kind of hold it in place. Once we put it on the Ranger and then clamp it down, this will get squished down there and seal it up really good. And then at the corner, see if I can do this right. Got my grandpa glasses on. I guess I am a grandpa. See if I can do this correctly. Cut a little triangle out of there. Almost looked like I knew what I was doing. That's kind of scary. Gracie's helping. I think the pin was tweaked just a little bit. Okay, so let's try this again. Okay, move your foot over. That's way better. Way better. All right. That was an installation error. Are you coming back up again? Slide over. Really? Come here. Come on. There you go. Are you on the correct side now? That's way better. Gracie's my inspector / supervisor. I believe we've got it. Yeah, we've got it tightened down how it should be. And it looks like we've got a decent seal on there. So I'm going to leave the, I'm going to leave those plugs out for right now until we make sure this is working like we want it to. So get some here. Instructions. Who needs those? Guys don't look at instructions. What are you talking about? Okay. So I'm not sure our gas shocks are, they could seem like they could be a little bit stronger.
Maybe that's in the instructions.
How to adjust your strap, your gas shocks. All right, but yeah, that's how that looks. If you look up here, it's got, you can put a flag mount in there. You've got tie downs up here. Obviously you saw that we were standing up here, so it's made very solid. I like the looks of it and looking forward to using it. So that was a pretty easy install. A little bit of a mess up there, but that was our fault. That was my fault. So I should be able to run up and down the gravel roads or run down the road in the rain and have some stuff in the back there and it won't get wet. So looking forward to trying it out.